Hey, it is midnight and we're going into hour three, hour three. AC Lee and
And
Parlay
Parlay
Pete.
Pete.
Hour three, hour three. Anyway, let's get into hour three, man. Hey, it's Black History Month, and we haven't talked about Black History Month. And one reason why I don't talk about Black History Month, I think when they started Black History Month, it was great because we weren't talking about Black history. But in the I Have a Dream speech, Martin Luther King talked about the things that we wouldn't that we're not satisfied with. And I'll tell you that I ain't satisfied with us putting Black history just in the 1 month. I cannot be satisfied or will not be satisfied until Black history is a part of American history and it is consumed as such chronologically, like we consume the rest of American history.
Mm-hmm.
Like all this black shit didn't happen in February of one particular year. It should happen throughout the years of this country, and I think that it should be interwoven into the curriculum that way. And when people get upset about damn, what's that shit called? The black shit that they mad about. DeSantis fighting against it. Uh,
Oh, you're saying,
critical race theory.
yeah,
They get upset about critical race theory, and you go, you understand that talking about Black history only during Black History Month is what critical race theory talks about. It says that hey, our race, our prejudices, and our views on different cultures drive how we consume and consume information. Same shit, bro. Like that's why I don't understand. If you understand critical race theory, you can't be bothered by it. If you ask me, you know what I mean. Like if you understand what it truly means, I don't think it's a bad thing. I don't think it should be taught to first graders either. Just like I don't think quantum physics should be taught to first graders because hey, a first grader cannot find the nuance in critical race theory. But I also think that your curriculum should be reevaluated via the eyes of someone who understands critical race theory. And this
right.
ain't some woke lib shit either. I'm not Josh Holsey. Um,
No J-Ho, huh?
nah, but point being is I was going through my Instagram memories and the shit I did last year for Black History Month popped up. And I called it like Black Money Month because all these companies only give a fuck about Black history because they can put out some Black history item and get paid for it and act like they care about Black history when they don't give a fuck about Black history. They just care about getting more Black dollars like everybody else does because we
Mm-hmm.
don't keep it in the Black community.
And we
Like
won't.
we won't because niggas won't support each other just because we niggas. Oh hell no, bro! I can't get them my money, bro. You know them niggas raggedy. Hey man, have you checked what Pfizer been doing over the last few years?
Of course not. We live in our own bubbles, Lee. And things like medicine,
of racism in America, 2000.
things like
Sorry,
medicine aren't things that get talked about.
nah, but they things that we goddamn using because all
Hell,
our grandmamas got high blood pressure.
we don't like going to the fucking doctor, nigga. Like, so let alone somebody wanting to talk about medicine until it becomes something that's mandated, even though we've been mandating medicine for forever because if anyone went to school, they had to get the goddamn chicken pox shot. Like, there's like all this stuff that you already had to get done that was mandated the same way that this has been.
MMR, measles, mumps, rubella,
When a baby is born,
bro.
all this stuff, and the parent has the right to decline. Obviously, like you can decline it.
And the school got the right to decline your kid from school, and then the parent got the right to go to jail for not putting their kid in school. Like it, it was so funny that COVID opened up people's eyes to some of the, I guess, some of the lack of choices that you have that have always existed, and most of us just understood it.
Right.
Like, hey, I got friends who serve in the military. You don't get no option with vaccines. They say, "Hey,
Either that or you can get the fuck out, one or the other. You have an option. The option is stay employed here or go do something else.
And I think America and I maybe the world, I don't know if the world at large, but I know America is losing that. Hey, if you don't do this, fuck you. Now we act like we have to be inclusive of everything and accepting of everything. And I don't. I can say, hey, I don't want this in my shit. And if you're not going to meet my standards, you can't come here. In Black America, here's what I'm going to bring it full circle. Bro, stop begging white people to be a part of their shit and make your own shit, man. Stop saying they don't treat us right. No, we deserve more. We are kings and queens. No, actually, y'all aren't kings and queens because if you look at the hierarchy, you're fucking servants. You're low level servants who don't own shit, don't have shit, and you can't make shit. And because you refuse to understand how to use your power in numbers, you should probably go read the Communist Manifesto. And this is not me promoting communism, but if you are at the bottom of the totem pole and you want to get some power, the Communist Manifesto will direct you on how to make that shit work. I mean, bringing poor people together is what got MLK killed. It wasn't getting the civil rights bill passed because that ain't do shit. Niggas been voting Democrat ever since, and niggas still.
Well, I'll tell you what, that is what it did.
Yeah, niggas still saying we shall like. Dog, I had a conversation with my mom.
He's like, that's good white folk, boy.
Yeah, I had a conversation with my mom recently, and I was like, bro, these niggas still marching in the street. At what point are they gonna figure out this shit don't work? And she go, you gonna march till it get built. And I go, that's what your generation thinks. And I sit here and go, if my grandmama was marching and my mama was marching, and I still want the same rights that they want, marching ain't the answer. I ain't saying that I won't march.
What got us to the stage of marching is the real question, right?
Huh?
What got us to the stage of marching? Because something worked to even get to the point of where we could do that. That would be, I would go back to more of the root of how that worked. And obviously, it's not the same world that we live in. So it doesn't have to be broken down and used the same. No, when I say it's not the same world, I'm saying in a sense of
I was watching Paul George get a bucket. That's why
we're literal slaves now. Now we're just wage slaves. But like,
bro, it is. We get told the protests that are acceptable, and people go, yeah, because they weren't there for the conversation where they were told the protest was acceptable. And if the person you're protesting against is telling you how to protest in a way in which they're comfortable, then you're not fucking protesting. You're not. If you're not about to ruffle some feathers and piss some people off and be willing to lose something, you're not doing anything. Like as much as I say Colin Kaepernick is cap.
bones out.
Oh, as much as I would say Colin Kaepernick is cap, Colin Kaepernick, unlike a lot of these so-called Negroes, as Malcolm X would say, he said, hey man, you can take this shit all away from me. And I'm gonna stand on what I stand on. And that's what he did because it was bigger than that. But when the people are like, hey, we're gonna take a knee on the start with Jerry. Oh man, you ain't fucking taking a stance. You're getting your contract. And if that's what you own, that's fine. But at the end of the day, if you can't look at what happened in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, 2010s, 2020s, and see that we still breaking shit in our own communities, we still pissed off at the police and the powers that be, and we still asking for inclusion and equality. and ain't shit changed. You gotta understand that, bro. You gotta stop asking for it. You gotta figure out how to get it. And it usually results in having some type of leverage. In America, in order to have leverage, you gotta own some corner of some market share that somebody wants.
You know, as you were saying that, it reminded me of this. Hold on a second. I'm gonna send this to you, and if you could play this clip real quick.
Okay, I will. And I really hate that we a lot of times put like our social justice shit like on the back end of the show, because that's probably where we do our best talk.
Because it's real. This stuff is real, and the other side of it isn't talked about enough. I just sent it to you, by the way, but it's not talked about
Text
enough.
IG. I got it.
It isn't talked about enough. That was a foul.
But yeah, my raps are filled with rage. You have to be logical. You know, if I know that in this hotel room they have food every day, and I'm knocking on the door every day to eat, and they open the door, let me see the party, let me see like them throwing salami all over just like throwing food around. But they're telling me there's no food in here. You know what I'm saying? Every day. I'm standing outside trying to sing my way in. You know what I'm saying? We are hungry, please let us in. We are hungry, please let us in. After about a week, that song is going to change to we hungry, we need some food. After 2-3 weeks, it's like, give me all the food, ragging out the door. And after a year, just like, you know what I'm saying? I'm picking the lock, coming through the door, blasting, you know what I'm saying? It's like you hungry, you reached your level, you don't want any more. We asked 10 years ago. We was asking with the Panthers. We was asking with them, with civil rights movement. We was asking, now those people that were asking, they're all dead and in jail. So now what do you think we're gonna do? Ask? I put my gun away and grab my AK. It's getting hectic.
So let me tell you, I got this love-hate relationship for Tupac, right?
Why?
Well, the hate is because of what he went to prison for.
Okay, go on.
He went to prison on a rape charge.
I know.
Yeah. And some of my hate for Tupac is my love and hate because it falls in the same basket. My love and hate for Charleston White and some of my own self, like on this media shit. Bro, why you got to be a nigga to get black people to listen? Like Tupac, you listen to that clip. You hear what he's saying? Like, hey, bro, all this we shall not be moved. That shit don't work because y'all niggas ain't even going out. Y'all going out the back door anyway. Y'all don't even come to work in the front door. So I'm like y'all hearing this shit, bro. Y'all gonna put y'all AirPods in. Y'all gonna keep doing work, bro. Like, cause y'all still come to the back door, going out the back door. It don't even motherfucking matter. Y'all ain't fucking up shit. But Tupac had to become a thug to get these niggas to listen to the actual heartfelt shit that he was saying that was trying to advance Black America. And today, Charleston White is out here telling y'all, hey, bro, y'all niggas listen to the wrong people. All this street shit y'all subscribing to, bro, that shit don't mean black people no good. And I got to come out here and act a motherfucking ass for y'all to even give me a chance to present to y'all that this street shit ain't for y'all. And I'm one who is on that same stuff, bro. Like, black people, you don't need rap music to make you move. You don't need somebody being a thug, being gangster, being hard, being from the struggle to tell you how to get to where you want to go. It's so often in our community, we want a poor nigga who been poor to tell poor people how to get rich. But why don't you to a middle class nigga who gonna just tell you how to be comfortable? Boy, you be 32, you got your 30-year mortgage, you and your wife gonna double up on it. By the time you're 55, it's paid off. You get ready to have grandbabies, and you are happy in your motherfucking house. And that's a good life.
But people don't want to hear that, man. And it's unfortunate that it takes somebody that's like you for you to listen to them. A lot of people don't want to listen to unless it's somebody that is particularly in a better situation. But when the person's in a better situation that isn't like them,
they don't want to hear it.
They don't want to hear it, but at the same time, most of those people won't even be in the same room as you to where you can hear it.
Parlay Pete.
Like Robert Smith, right? The dude that's I think it's Robert Smith. I believe that's his name. The richest black dude. The dude that spoke at Morehouse that paid for everybody's school.
Yeah, Nick should have came to that in 2014, goddammit.
Yeah, Robert Smith.
Mm-hmm.
If you weren't a nigga that came from nothing or nowhere that went to Morehouse that was graduating in that class or was in that crowd that day, you're not even going to be able to hear. And I don't know exactly what he said. I didn't hear the whole thing. But let's just say he did throw some game out there. Let's just say, hypothetically, he threw some game and told everybody, this is what you need to do to be successful. You're on the right path because you're here with me right now. He not going to go into Vine City and talk to them kids, bro. And so, like, And from his perspective, it's not that, oh, he's afraid maybe he gets robbed or something like that, because I'm sure he's got plenty of security, or he might not need any security at all because it's
he ain't got no cash on him.
That too. That too. But you know, niggas love blood. Sometimes money ain't even good for them. They just want blood.
But you know, street niggas, they don't want to bother nobody who's gonna call the police.
True that too.
I know what you're getting at though. Them niggas don't want to hear him put them on game because they gonna say he ain't come from what we came from. No, he didn't. His parents did, and they set him up to be where he's at, so he can get to where he's where he's at today. See, you could be his parents, the ones who get out the hood, and then set your kid up to be super successful. But y'all dumbass niggas be like, "Hey, nah, this a police ass nigga." Yeah. I'm a taxpayer. I should call the police when you out here trying to fuck with my fucking livelihood, nigga. I get it. You a drug dealer and a scammer. You don't pay taxes. So maybe you don't feel entitled to using the police. Or somebody to convince you that calling the police is bad, which means you can always get robbed even for your legal shit. Me personally, I don't want the government taking my tax dollars and getting over. I want to get every red cent out of my tax dollars that I fucking pay. So if my fire alarm goes off, my smoke detector goes off, I want the fireman to show up and turn it off. I ain't gonna turn it off myself. I know I burnt that damn steak. You come in here. I'm a fucking taxpayer, goddammit. And I really think they're getting back to being serious, though. I think that, like, in the black community, there's a lack of understanding of how the system works. I think there's a lack of trust in the system, which I totally understand. I don't knock niggas for not trusting the system. But at the end of the day, I ain't gonna hear no nigga keep telling me how he like Xbox over PlayStation, but he keep buying PlayStations. And black people, we talk about the American system. We're not leaving it. We're not trying to influence it. We're not trying to become a part of it. So we're just saying, hey, fuck me. I don't want to have sex tonight, but keep fucking me. You can fuck me whatever you want. Even when I say no, it's okay. And that's what Black America is doing because we're not using the loopholes. We're not losing the benefits of the system.
We don't even want to learn it.
And here's the thing, Parlay Pete. Me and you, we squares because we ain't living like rappers, drug dealers, and scammers.
You mean we're Morehouse ass niggas, as a man told us once in a Hooters?
Yeah, but we both make 6 figures every year, and we living better than a lot of niggas' parents at a very young age, and our trajectory is still going upwards. And it's like, hey, I get we may not be the coolest guys out here,
flashiest,
but
flamboyant dressing, purse wearing.
Yeah, no, we're not doing all of that. But if the IRS want to come play with our money, they ain't taking shit.
Well, if anything, they're giving us the money back because we did everything to a T, and we knew that this would work. Because we're listening and we're understanding what can come from something if we do it the right way.
And bro, I think that's where I cry for Black America. It's because pre Kardashian Kanye West would never be bigger than Jay-Z the Dope Boy. But Kanye West was so dope because he related to so many middle class, normal Black people who never sold drugs, who had friends who may have done that shit, but you were scared to be around them when they did it because it's like, hey, what you doing? Yeah, I might smoke some weed, which I don't, but you might smoke some weed, but hold on. You over here making plays? Why the fuck you got me around this shit? I don't do that. You doing felony shit. Get me away from the felonies. You know?
Yeah.
And Kanye's like, I know why you're such a Kanye fan. Because you're middle class Black America.
That, and I mean, he's a hell of a producer.
Yeah. Now,
he talks about things I can relate to.
And that's what I'm talking about. He comes from a place of a nigga who reads books.
His mom is educated. His mom loves him. His mom was his everything. Like,
yes.
And even now, later on in his life, even though it might not appear to be the way, look at Kawhi Leonard.
That's a bad shot by Book.
Oh, niggas aren't rebounding.
Yeah, I mean, you know, board man gets paid, and stick man gets laid. Stick man, yeah, that's me. Stick man, big baby.
Hey, you know, Zubac's another one of these, not to get back into basketball that quickly, but
he's a Laker.
One of these Laker guys, yeah, that they just moved off of. And they like gave him to the Clippers for nothing. They got like a second round pick.
Yeah, because fucking
I think
Magic
moved. No, or did Rob move him?
He
never played with LeBron. I don't think Zubac ever played with LeBron.
I don't know.
But regardless, man, in regards to our community, sitting back and fucking hoping that somebody comes and changes your diaper is not going to make you not smell like shit and continue to sit in shit.
Nah, niggas gonna still keep sitting in shit and blame the white man for how he fucked them over. And then if you just take a look 2 generations back and you go, hey, boy, before integration, your granddaddy or your great granddaddy, boy, that nigga had 25 acres, boy, and he worked for himself because he had hard skills that he could apply to the market. Meanwhile, your ass ain't got hard skills or soft skills, boy. You just here, product of the government. I mean, that's what it is, dog. Because I be sitting here sometimes, and don't get me wrong, there are times where I have a bunch of like sympathy for Black America and Black people because we've been fucked over by this country. Don't get me wrong.
Absolutely.
But niggas also ain't just said, hey, dog, here's how the system works. Let me figure it out. Too many niggas done been on that like, hey, it should work this way, so I'm going to play my game based off how shit should happen.
And we still have guys, I don't want to just throw them out there and make them like the whipping boy, but you got guys like Thug, right, that do good for the community.
Yeah, fuck
they have their toy drives. They do all this other good stuff for their community. And that doesn't take away from what they do. But at the same time, you're sitting there and you're basically being Nino Brown giving out turkeys in the hood. It's like, bro, it's counterproductive regardless. You're doing all this, but then on the back end, you're doing all this other shit. And it's just like, bro, that's what we're trying to stop them from doing. You giving them a turkey, bro, might just feed them that one night. Like, that's not stopping this cycle of this bullshit, this mentality, this lifestyle that niggas grow accustomed to thinking is what is the lifestyle to live, because you're one of the few people that we can look at, and not only are you making money you know, you're rich, you got all these things that maybe people want, but you're just still perpetuating it. You're saying that you're really, what you're really saying is you can do both.
Man, here's the thing, Parlay Pete.
Still be a nigga and still be a good person. Like, no, it doesn't work that way. You don't kill people, and I'm not saying that Thug did. We don't know.
Allegedly.
And he's gonna find out. That's who's gonna find that out.
Parlay Pete, our crew should be a billboard of what you should want to be as a black man in your late 20s, early 30s. There are varying levels of success and failure in our group. There is very little judgment on that. There are husbands, fathers, businessmen, entrepreneurs, company guys, military guys. Like, and there are things that we won't say on a podcast that really provides nuance to our crew. That's the picture that should be on the billboard, not Young Thug. Niggas shouldn't be screaming free Young Thug. Cause I promise you, what we do as a crew, Terrence Mann just tore his ACL. But what we do as a crew, we're not poisoning Black America on our worst days.
No, he's standing up. I mean, he could have still torn it. Keep going.
I just said some shit out my mouth.
No, yeah, I was about to say.
But not like what we do on our worst days is not tearing apart Black America.
Right.
We're just living life. And we all got flaws, and we actually fuck with each other about those flaws because we are real friends, hold each other accountable. But again, dog, we have fun. We go to Falcons games. We go to wild, crazy parties. We go to Vegas. We go to LA. We go to Tampa. We go to New York. We go places and we do shit. But at the end of the day, dog, we never worry about going to jail. Better yet, prison. Based off of a trip. Now, does a misdemeanor get committed on each trip? Probably. It's a misdemeanor that might get committed. Nigga might have to sit in there for 12 hours if they get caught.
But even people weary of that, even doing something.
I mean, but we're talking about like we're talking about like disturbing the peace, disorderly conduct, a nigga who's just too fucking drunk, who ain't really bothering.
Drunkenness would be about the only thing to possibly worry about, because even there's incidents like in Tampa where a fight could arise, right? But we get
arise in Tampa.
It could have, in a sense of, it wasn't going to, but
yeah, we were drunk enough for that shit to happen.
Well, to where it's like, well, what's his deal? And knowing how some of us act, it could have turned into a barking thing, and then maybe then he wants to do something, and then if he wants to do something, we're not just going to let somebody just do something.
Bingo. So,
like, yeah, but even then, we get it to where it ain't even got to be there. That's why it's just like, okay, let's just, I tell you what, you got it, bro. Even though nobody did anything, you got it.
But, hey, bro, we don't want to fight you, but if you're going to take it here, we about to whoop your ass because are you by yourself?
Well, he's got his wife.
We're jumping you. Did something like that happen in Tampa that I don't remember?
When we were sitting at the fire pit watching a Ravens football game.
Oh, yeah, we were ready to whoop that nigga ass.
It could have escalated if it.
Yeah, and we weren't even trying to take it there, but if he wanted to take it there, we was going to whoop that nigga ass. And we was going to leave out on our tab and hop in an Uber. It's not because it's me. It's that Black America needs to big up the people in Black America who are living clean lives, who care about Black America, and are providing like attainable goals for the community where there's like a clear method to getting there. Hey, there's no clear method to becoming Young Thug.
Not at all.
That nigga, he makes sound effects with his mouth paws that sound very good on a track, and you will never do that.
Don't want to either.
He'd be like, you'd be like, boy, you sound like Donnie off Wild Thornberries, nigga. That shit sounds so good, nigga.
I would love to be the producer of him doing it, but in terms of being, I would never want to be a rapper. I'd love to be a producer though. Like if I could get into that space, I'd do. Because think about it, you're kind of faceless now. Producers get a lot more shine, but like
Metro Boomin wants some more, nigga.
yeah, because tags make them, Instagram tag, all that dumb shit.
Hey, so Parlay, I got a question for you.
Yeah, shoot it. This game went over by 1 point. That is fucking scary. Vegas is scary, bro.
Well, yeah, they pay for everything. How do you feel about Galentine's Day?
I think that you got to do whatever floats your boat. And I think that there are a lot of ladies out here that are upset that they're either side pieces are too good for a man, because there are a lot of those type of women too, where they do get interest in, or I tell you what, they're not too good for a man. They just think that they're better than what comes at them.
Oh, they're better than their options.
Yeah. And there's a lot of that out here to where, and nobody's telling you to settle, but you not giving somebody a chance that's, you don't even know.
Hey, Parlay Pete, it's not settling if that's your only offer. Your value is dictated by the market.
That's true too.
Niggas thought Dogecoin was gonna hit $1, but the market said nah, it's gonna cap out at 70 cents. And guess what? It was worth 70 cents at its best, maybe a cent or two more, but you know the point that I'm making.
Yeah.
It wasn't $1 stock. Same, baby. You can think that you can get this type of guy, that type of guy. But if you ain't got that market,
don't matter.
Yo, I think Valentine's Day is some bullshit. I think it's a way that we're giving bitter women, single women, lonely women like a soft letter to make them feel better on a day in which they don't feel great. It goes back to the let's give everybody a participation trophy. Let's just say you can be whoever you want to be whenever you want to be. No, that's not true. You are who you are. And hey, if you want to hang out with the girls on Valentine's Day because it makes you feel better, have at it. But Valentine's Day is some bullshit. It's some bullshit. Like, sorry. Hey, don't no nigga want to hang out with you today. Don't no nigga love you or care about you enough to make you his and give you flowers and candy and all that shit and give you public dick. Dog, here's the thing. That's okay. That's okay, bro. That's just the nature of it. Don't come out here and tell me you're gonna hang out with your girls. That's gonna make you feel better because you don't feel better about it.
Well, what it is it's a cry for attention. It's a cry for sure. Okay, sure. Maybe it isn't a cry for attention. Maybe you're just going out to have a good time, right? Because you're mad that everything that you just stated about a man and wanting them. But at the end of the day, it is ultimately you saying, I really wish I wasn't doing this. I really wish that somebody else was. I wish that there was a man, or if they're gay, a specific woman was doing it for them. Because we know that Valentine's Day is it's a chick flick. It's a rom-com. It's tailored around the woman.
It's tailored around the sexual. No. It's tailored around the sexual partner who receives the sex, not the one who gives the sex.
Correct.
Hey, my wife, she was good though. She cared about me on Valentine's Day, and that's the first. So shout out to her.
First one as a married couple too.
Bro, first one's a married couple. Honestly, this is our first one physically together as a couple.
Wow. Really?
Yeah. Because our first Valentine's Day, we were on the rocks, so we weren't together. Our second Valentine's Day, I was in Albany, she was in California. And then this past when we were actually together, and yo, nigga, I went crazy in the kitchen, dog. I braised some short ribs, red wine braised short rib, and I did a French onion fucking pasta.
Oh.
Not the French onion soup. I did a French onion pasta.
Okay.
And then like you just took the red wine short ribs, threw that shit on top of the pasta if you wanted to. Nigga.
It was it.
Yeah, nah. This is it. Down south quality cooking.
You a big fan of This Is It?
No, I've never had it. I've
You
heard
just
nothing but
remember
bad
seeing
reviews.
commercials, right? Like
Yeah,
this
I've
is it.
heard bad reviews, and honestly, Parlay Pete, bro, I
This
can.
nigga shit. I
I
don't want
can
to call it that to not to support black business. I've never actually eaten it, which is crazy, but I've seen it because my dad's got it.
hey, also, you were supposed to come to Albany a long time ago. When I close on my house and I have a fucking cookout, motherfucker, come. Fuck
Yes.
that bullshit.
Yes.
And we'll fucking get drunk in the backyard.
Should I bring sandals?
Probably. It's South Georgia.
Well, you know what type of sandals I'm talking about. Or better yet, I'll just wear a pair of New Balances. How about that?
Yeah, some you can get dirty because we're gonna go to the bar, but yeah, you gotta.
Well, I was just, dad shoes, all this other stuff.
Yeah, I know because you're a fucking dad. Let's see. We talked about that. We're not gonna talk about gun control because we always talk about gun control. Real quick, we're gonna close out on this. I see people talk about how they haters hate them and people be praying on their downfall. They don't want to see them be great. And I think those people are sick in the head. I think they're narcissists. I think that they overvalue their worth. Because let me tell you, I talk shit about a lot of you people. I don't really care what happens to you. You mean nothing to me.
Well, it certainly isn't that serious to where we're as if niggas don't got better shit to do. Like,
Bruh, niggas barely pray. You really think a nigga's gonna spend a few times that he gets on his knees and talks to God about you, motherfucker?
Niggas got family, jobs, extended family,
Kids, side bitches.
sports. I mean, yeah, there are so many different things, bro, that can get your attention.
Bro, this nigga's out here walking around at 35 with Audis. Not like the car. I'm talking about the belly button. You really think a nigga is praying on your downfall and they got an Audi? That nigga's uncircumcised with an Audi. He is not praying on your downfall because his mama prayed on his downfall. Nigga, stop it.
And I'm glad that you brought this in because you do see it a lot. Like there's just these posts, certainly on social media, but you can hear niggas in general conversation that will even bring it up occasionally. Not in our group, of course, but just in general, you could just be generally like you can hear these things. And it's more prominent on social media because everybody's a follower. They like retweeting and just being like, he's like y'all niggas just be wanting me, and this gets back to the rap music too, bro, because this shit's said in rap music as well. Like niggas will say this in rap.
See me fall. They want to see me fall. No, they actually want to see you make good music. That's all they give a fuck about, nigga. They don't care about what you do in your personal life. If Gunna drop a banger, ain't nobody caring that he was pushing, please. I don't care now.
I would have did the same. If I didn't do anything, why am I going to spend my time in prison?
Hey, Parlay Pete, if I become a big time criminal and they try to come get you because we do a podcast together, tell on me. Nah, bro, I'm being real. You my guy. You, if I had a MySpace, you would be my top friends. But best believe if niggas pull up on me for crimes you committed that I had nothing to do with, I'm telling on you. That has nothing to do with how much I love you. I still love you the same.
But I'm not going to jail for you.
Yeah.
It's for shit that you did. And now somehow, some way, I've gotten dragged into it.
Only people who have careers outside of crime look at it this way. Because the criminals will be like, nah, bro, you got to hold your boy down. No, he is actually holding me down. He is an anchor. He is an anchor. And I'm trying to fucking fly. Fuck him.
Niggas get up there. There used to be a meme of a white guy with glasses. And it was a meme, and basically it was him on the stand pointing like this. And then but it said it was one of those niggas be like, I stand 10 toes down with my guys. And it was this is a nigga like,
I don't stand 10 toes down with nobody but the truth. We don't want that on here. Because I look back when I was in high school, we went to Athens on the FBLA trip. We got caught drinking. I get called to the principal's office. They start asking me questions. Who was drinking? I was drinking. I didn't ask if you were drinking. Who else was drinking? Mind you, my mama worked at my school. And she like, just tell the truth because they don't give you this plea deal. Oh, I copped the plea. But I ain't telling nobody else in my plea. I was like, yeah, bro, I drank.
you got me. You got to ask the rest of them. I wasn't even paying attention to them. I was just happy that I had myself something.
Well, who got there? So somebody brought it. Did so-and-so bring it? Nah, he ain't bring it. Did so-and-so bring it? Nah, he ain't bring it. Did so-and-so bring it? Nah. So we went through all your roommates and none of them brought it, but it was in a room. Yeah. Did you bring it? Nah, I ain't bring it. I didn't. All right, nigga. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna suspend you for the rest of the first semester. And we're gonna let you make here's what happened before I took my plea though, Parlay Pete. They was gonna suspend me for the 2 weeks before Christmas break. I was gonna be able to make up all of my work, and it would not be reported to any college that I applied to. I said, hold on. I'm winning by fucking getting caught drinking on this trip. Yeah, nah, I drank. I brought the liquor. Whatever. Yeah. Nah, it was all me. It was all me. Fuck that. Yeah, I did everything wrong. Yeah. Send me home. Yeah. Tell my mom I'm going home. Cause my mom worked in my high school. Tell my mom I'm going home. I'm about to drive home right now, man. Fuck this shit.
Hey, well, and think about it. If your mom didn't. I mean, obviously she does, but how a typical household, if somebody doesn't work there, and let's say you were driving to school or whatever, and your mom's like, "All right, sweetie, I'll see you when you get home." Think about it. This was you in the morning. Niggas' legs are kicked up. So, all right, mom, I'll see you when you get home.
Now the crazy thing though is, bro, after that shit happened,
I think let your mom get on you like, so how was school?
That first week, my mama didn't talk to me because she got to go face her coworkers, and I done got kicked out of school.
And they don't know. Well, they knew why though, right?
Everybody knew why. Yeah, nah, it was one of the things that went crazy. It's like, oh, Miss Lee's son did this. But what saved me was my mom already knew that I drank.
Right. And
like one random day
from her.
Dog, one random day, she said, I just had this dream. Do you drink? I said, yeah. She was like, do you drink all the time? I go, nah, just on the weekends when we go hang out with my friends, we go to parties.
Well, yeah, they just like, and not even every weekend for that.
No, bro, it wasn't even consistent.
Hell, I can't just go do this every weekend, anyways.
It was just so funny because so many people, like going to a high school, your mom works in the high school.
Mm-hmm.
People think that anytime you step outside of the lines, your parent is unaware that that behavior exists. So, like, I might fall asleep in a class, and the teacher would be like, "Hey, what would your mom say if I told her you were asleep in my class?"
Wake up.
I would say, as long as I make an A, she ain't gonna trip too much. She gonna be mad that I'm asleep because you gonna bother her about it. But if my grade is good, she gonna tell me not to sleep, but she ain't gonna like take my keys or nothing. And then by my senior year, I got bold when niggas would be saying shit like that. But like, so what about him? He sleep? Do you tell his mama he sleep? Or you gonna tell my mama because she in the front office? Because you don't gonna tell my mama because she in the front office, that ain't right. And then, you know, when you 17 and you question a 30-year-old's logic and you right, them motherfuckers getting their goddamn feelings.
Yeah.
Well, who do you think you are? A nigga who you gonna tell my mama that I was sleeping in class, but she ain't gonna give a fuck because I got a 95?
Right.
I didn't get 5% wrong in your class, nigga. Let me sleep. It makes you look like you a better teacher.
And and this gets back to kind of even what we had talked about just a little bit earlier in this segment of it. It starts at home, man. And I think that you having a relationship that was comfortable with your mom and there were no, I mean, I'm sure you had something that you held as a secret because nobody tells every.
I don't stand 10 toes down. Nah, bro, here's the thing. My mom made nothing taboo. Like, I started having sex when I felt comfortable being sexually responsible because, like, my mom was just like, hey, if you wake up one day and there's a condom in your room, don't ask no question, you know where it came from. And when my mom asked me, like, hey, do you drink? Because, again, she worked at a high school for almost 30 years. She know, I'm on the football team. I'm going to parties all the time.
Right.
So she knows what people in my social group do. So it finally gets to the point that, hold on, I've watched this social group for the last 15, 17 years.
Right.
You're in that social group. You're not sober all the time, nigga. So she asked me, I told her the truth, and she just was like, all right, well, why? What? Who you be with? Do you drive? And we really had like the conversation on some like mature shit. Like, I didn't even lie about none of this shit. You know what I mean? I didn't say, no, I don't be doing that.
Right.
Only thing I did, I just didn't tell her who I'd be drinking with because I didn't want nobody else to. I knew my mama wouldn't call nobody's parent, but I didn't want it to ever come out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, we did all that shit, and she was just like, "Stop! You just shouldn't do that." Okay, yeah. And then when I got in trouble, she was just like, "Yeah, nigga, I told you to stop." But she wasn't like, "Oh, I'm so disappointed in you. How could you be drinking?" She was just more like, "No, your daddy was an alcoholic. You don't want to follow his footsteps." But then she bought me like O'Doul's at the house. So I could just drink O'Doul's at the house because she knew I like beer. Because Parlay Pete, you can probably identify as a young nigga, I like beer.
Yeah.
I like it. Liquor grew on me as I got older. When I was young,
Liquor's nasty.
well, I was young, bro. Give me some. I'll get a 30 pack of Natty Light and call it a day.
You could do so much with beer too. Outside of obviously just sip and brew. I mean, obviously we got beer pong. That's something we still do today. You can chug a beer. You can flip. Well, you're not doing it with the can, of course, but in cups, you're doing flip cup with beer. Like, it's much more appropriate than doing it with liquor. You know what I mean? Like, beer.
I don't stand 10 toes down with nobody. But hey, you want to hear something funny about my drinking experience of high school?
Go for it.
One of my drinking friends. He was the mixed guy who was loved by the white community.
Okay.
And I was the black guy who was loved by both communities. And he and I knew each other. Like, we played baseball together, so we were super cool. So we'll get drunk in the parking lot together after school. And one day he told me, he came to school one day. My mama was just like, hey man, I hear about what you be doing. You need to be careful. Blah, 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 blah. He come to me. He was like, hey bro, your mama talked to me about my drinking. It took everything I had not to tell her. Shit, I be drunk with your son all the time.
Right.
But had nobody snitched on me. So my mom knew I drank, but she didn't know I was drinking with that crew.
Right.
And like I said,
would that have alarmed her?
It was just after basketball season. in the parking lot. It's just like, hey, what we about to do? Oh shit, we about to go Chick-fil-A, kick it. Figure out what hoes from other schools gonna be at Chick-fil-A. Well, shit, I got a bottle of McCormick's raspberry. You trying to hit it? Nigga, yes.
We'll see why not.
Ain't got nothing else to do but go home, hang out with my grandmama. Oh man, anything you want to hit Parlay Pete before we got here, bro? We've been here for 3 hours.
Not that I could think of. I'm gonna go ahead and finish off this Bullies of Baltimore. No, I might not finish it tonight, but I'm gonna certainly at least pick up kind of where I left off yesterday and get to it until I really just get tired and ready to go to bed. But
hey, yeah, do
that because we'll definitely have that on the docket for next week, right? So
yeah, because I'm telling you, we're gonna circle back to how much they hate black culture because that's really why they hated them niggas. It had nothing to do with their performance.
Well, you had the murder of Ray Lewis.
Shit talker Shannon Sharp.
All right, that nigga. Oh, and as country as it gets, too.
Trent Dilfer, who just
Tony Siragusa. Goose, that's the funniest part of the fucking hard knocks.
No. The funniest part of that documentary is Goose because he talked about, coach said we got to come in and make weight, and I said, nah, not me. Nah, I'm not. No, nigga, I'm not making weight. Yeah, so now you watch that, and we're gonna talk about it.
Let's get it done.
All right, yeah, the Parlay Pete, this was great. We're gonna keep this up. Off season's coming. We're gonna bring some friends in to talk different stuff. We're gonna have some fun with the podcast.
I can't wait. This is it's not off season, but just because it's no football, it feels like we're going off season too, kind of.
Yeah, pitchers and catchers reported today, according to you.
They did.
All right, man. I'll talk to you later on the pod, and we need to hang out soon. Actually, we got to talk about making that happen.
Let's get it done.
All right, dog. Love you.
All right, love you too, bro. All right.